Good morning, peeps. Welcome back to the vlog. So I'm pretty tired today, but I decided to go do a little video of the Evo. I meant to do this video for a little bit now. I just haven't got a chance to do it, but yeah, just gonna do it. I gotta run a couple errands anyways, can't go to sleep, so I'm just gonna do this video. Pretty much today's video is gonna be the top 5 mods you should get for your Evo X. I'm gonna give you my top 5 mods according to my preference. Obviously, everybody has their different top 5, and I'm just gonna add a couple extra things to it. So it's technically gonna be like 8 to 9 mods, but I'm gonna narrow it down to pretty much, I'll let you know the top 5, and then I'll give you a couple extras on the side for you to probably think about where you get the other mods. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first mod I want to talk about is the exhaust. Why the exhaust, guys? To me, the Evo has to sound really good. You have an Evo, gotta make it sound good, and it's also to your preference how loud it wants to be, and also to your preference if you want a single exhaust like I have, or a dual exhaust. So the reason why I always go with the single exhaust is because I had an Evo 8, and it also comes with the single side exhaust, and I also like to do the JDM style, so pretty much the angle of the exhaust. Pretty much you can see from my exhaust here, it's also angled. When the Evo X came out, it came out with the dual exhaust. I never liked it too well. I had it in my old Evo 10, but like I said, if I have the money, I'll definitely go with the single side exhaust, which I did. And the reason why I went with this certain exhaust, which is a Tomei titanium, is because I like it louder. Alright, at the beginning I didn't think I did, so I went with the STM stainless steel catback. To be honest with you, it looks like it. I know I got an aftermarket exhaust, but it never looked like one. It always looked like a stock exhaust, a polished stock exhaust. It never looked like what the Tomei looked like. You could tell right away with the burnt titanium tip that this is a aftermarket exhaust, and it obviously sounds like it. With the STM catback, it didn't look like it, and it did sound a little louder than you could tell the difference. Obviously it doesn't sound like a stock exhaust, but it definitely don't sound like a Tomei. So to me, your first mod is definitely going to be your exhaust, and to your preference which type of exhaust you want. You want a louder tone exhaust, you want obnoxiously loud exhaust, which is this, or you want like an STM, or like even AMS or NVIDIA, which is a little less loud than a Tomei, but it still sounds really good. Or you want to go with the dual exhaust like the ETS Extreme. It's all up to you guys what you want to get for the Evo, your Evo or your vehicle, but definitely look into exhaust. Don't make the mistake like I did. I bought the STM and then I went with the Tomei, so I lost a little bit of money there. Do a little research ahead of time and pick the right exhaust you want, and don't go back. So if you want something really loud, go with a Tomei. You don't want something too loud, go with an STM or AMS. If you want something in between, go with an NVIDIA. And if you want to do exhaust, obviously there's a lot of other type out there, so definitely choose, make your pick. But for your first mod, definitely a good exhaust. Alright, peeps, so the second mod that you should get for your Evo is definitely a good pair of shoes. What I meant is nice wheels. So at the beginning, alright, let me explain. Everybody knows right now I got the Volk TSL, but at the beginning I was debating on just getting some XXR wheels, or actually I was definitely going to get the Cosmos wheels. So this Hyper Bronze Cosmos wheels is like these 5 spokes, and it looks really good. Hyper Bronze or bronze wheels with white, it looks really good. But obviously, if I hang, you guys know Squirrel, he has the Subi, and at the time he has his TEs on, and definitely convinced me to get the TEs. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I'm really do not regret it whatsoever. I don't regret getting the TEs. It looks amazing on the vehicle, and you know, it's a really good brand name pair of wheels. And you know, with wheels, it definitely changed the whole look of the car. You know, if you got some crappy wheels, your car's crappy. You got some cheap wheels, you got a cheap car. You know, and it's just, that's just the way it is. You know, if you get, it's just like the kind of shoes you wear. You know what I mean? You wear some nice looking clean shoes, you know, you look presentable, you look clean, you know. But you got some really dirty shoes on, you look like a hobo. You know, it's just the way it is. And especially in the car games, you know, the first thing they'll look at when they look at your car, obviously they'll look at the outside of the car, and then they'll directly their attention to the wheels itself. So if you would have got some cheap wheels, and you know, I'm not saying cheap wheels, XXR wheels or Cosmos wheels are bad whatsoever, but you know, if you got the choice between getting some Cosmos wheels or get some TEs or Rotoform 3-piece, you know, BG Forge, you probably go get the more expensive wheels. You know, some Works wheels as well up in that category. But you know, I'm really happy that I got these, and the fitment on this is really, to me, is really perfect. Look at this. I mean, it's a really nice flush fitment. Tires out is just a little bit. I got the 275s on. If you got 265 or 255, you probably get a better fitment. But I think this is really good fitment. It tucks really well when I air out. So in case you guys don't know what kind of fitment I got, these are 18 by 10.5 plus 22. You can get the plus 15 as well, but I think 10.5 is perfect for the Evo. You can't get that for the Subis. You got to do 9.5 for Subis, and if you do 10.5 for Subis, you got to get some fender flares or, you know, wide body it. But for the Evo, it has really deep wheels, and 10.5 fits really perfect on the Evo. I'm sorry the Evo's a little dirty, guys. I didn't have time to clean it. Like I said, running a couple errands, so I really want to do this video for you guys. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is the wheels, to me, is definitely more important than exhaust. If you're going for the appearance look of the Evo, I know when you buy the Evo, you look more for the engine mod. A lot of guys is definitely, you know, 100% towards, you know, the power of the vehicle. But for guys like me, the wheels are definitely one of the biggest things that you should do, and one of the most costly things you should do for your Evo. So save up, get a good amount, pick the right wheels, even if it costs you $3,000 for the wheels without the tires, or even $4,000, $5,000, and 6 month wait. Do it. You know, just don't settle for less if you know you're going to change it. If you settle for less and you know you're not going to change the wheels, then hey, do it. You know, by far it's not bad. But if you settle for less and eventually you're going to sell it and get new wheels, might as well just keep the stock wheels on, because it still look nice, and then save up for some nice wheels. But another things for the wheels, guys, don't forget, the wheels are expensive. Also get some good tires. All right, I got some all-weather tires, Continental. It's really good, and definitely invest in some good lug nuts. All right, I got the I-40 iconic lug nuts, and it has a pretty nice key on it, and it makes you feel a lot more safer when you have the you know, if you park outside like me. You know, obviously, you know, if they're gonna steal, they're gonna steal, right? But you know, I suggest get some nice lug nuts instead of, you know, some AutoZone brand that any key lock could unlock it. All right, so get some nice lug nuts with your wheels, because they deserve it. All right, guys, so definitely that's the second most important mod to me for an Evo, is some nice wheels. All right, peeps, so while we're inside the car, let's talk about our third mod. If I'm gonna rate this, I'm gonna rate this pretty urgently. Like, it needs to be bought within the first couple months of buying the Evo, especially if you enjoy driving the Evo as a daily. This one actually makes it drive a lot better. I'm talking about my WK Motorsport short shifter. As you can see, I installed this not so long ago, because I think it's only been a couple months since I installed this. Before this, I had the Torque Solution short shifter for a short period of time, and obviously before that it's the stock shifter. And to me, I really love the way this shifter works. I mean, it's obviously a short shifter. You go in between gear a lot nicer, and also is a lot taller and I feel like I shift a lot better when my shifter is a lot taller than it is on the bottom. You know, I don't have to lean forward any more than I have to, and I just feel like it's really at the level that I, you know, prefer for a shifter. When we're talking about the torque solution short shifter, I can't give you a good review on it because I think I installed it incorrectly and it was really heavy shifting in between gear. For this, it's just really a smooth transaction, and you know, I don't have an issue at all shifting it. So I really, and also the aesthetic look, it looks amazing. By the way, side note, I'm actually getting the carbon fiber plate for this so I could get rid of this boot. It's gonna look a lot cleaner. I'll show you guys when I get it. It's in the making right now, so I should have it soon. I'll link the guy that makes it. He's on Facebook. He also has an Evo. I mean, he's on Instagram. He also has an Evo, and he makes it. If you guys have the same shifter and you want the same boot cover, I mean the carbon fiber plate cover, instead of this look here, you could do it. It looks a lot cleaner. It's pretty much what Dan has on his Evo. If you see my previous video with Dan Evo, you should see he has the same shifter and also the plate that we're going to get. So let's go back to the shifter. And also, I think this is a really good price for the short shifter. I know the torque solution is only about $100, brand new. I think this one's $400, and then you got the TWK short shifter, short shifter, which is a lot more expensive. And I think for the mid price range and for how it looks and how it feels, I think if you get the WK Motorsport short shifter and you get it between 2 to 4 weeks from China, I think it's amazing. You should definitely get this short shifter, and especially if we're talking about short shifter, get a good knob. All right, I got this from Racing. I still have to adjust it a little bit for the R to be correctly. I just haven't done it. Yeah, I get that done. But this weighted shifter knob feels really good. Only issue I have with it is obviously is in the sun. It's gonna be really hot. So when you know it's really sunny, just get something to cover it like this, and you'll be fine. Or else you just burn your hand when you touch it. Or park in the shade. Other thing I was talking about with the short shifter, if you think about getting a short shifter, make sure you get the rechange all the bushings. You get the torque solution bushing for the shifter cables, and also for the mounting plates down here. And as well, if you on your stock clutch and you're getting rid of your clutch is about to go away, make sure you get a good clutch like the ACT clutch and flywheel. At the beginning is a little heavier, but ultimately you really like it. It pushes you back a little bit. It feels a lot more smooth in transaction. And while you're changing the clutch, I highly recommend get the Redline Cocktail from Map Performance. So you get rid of, right now you could hear it a little bit from mine because I just need to rechange it, but you can get rid of that third gear clunk on the Evo. If you have an Evo, you know what I mean. Shift to second or third gear, warm or cold, it's going to make a loud noise. So get that Redline Cocktail. If you it's a little bit of sidetrack from the shifter, but I think a good clutch, good shifter, get the transmission cocktail, a nice way to shift knob, and you'd be golden with this mod itself. So definitely get yourself a good short shifter. Highly recommend it, WK Motorsports. So link is definitely going to be in my description if you want it. Yeah, let's move on to the next. Alright peeps, so let's talk about my fourth mod since we're waiting online to get my car washed at one of my favorite spots, 3C's. So it's gonna be right in front of us, this whole dash setup. Yes, I love this dash setup. I was looking at the beginning, I was looking for a good gauge holder. I was looking at the pillar gauge holder, but then again I was going to get my cage, so you know that didn't work out so well. I had this single pod holder right here, but I couldn't really see it when I was driving. I was thinking about the one gauge holder that's all to the vent, but it's only going to be one. I need more than one. I was looking at some of the pods that was made for here. I think it was just a little too far to the side. I didn't want to drive and then get distracted looking there. I've seen some pods that's up here, but I feel like it sits a little too high and it blocks my vision because I'm not that tall of a guy. So and then I look into the Ortiz pod, which is, essentially it looks like this ES custom pod that I got, but without this. And I heard the quality wasn't too well. There was also some made from GrimmSpeed that's located right on top of here, but it sticks up a little too weird. It blocks most of my vision through my speedometer and stuff like that, so I never went with it. And ultimately I came obviously to this type of gauge pod. Is a mix between Ortiz and a custom extra pod here that ES Custom NY did, and obviously their quality is amazing. I got to custom the color of the inside of the bezel ring, which, you know, obviously is red because it's the theme of the car. And yeah, to me guys, I really think you should look into getting a nice custom gauge pod. I mean, for the Evo, especially for the Evo, you have to always monitor what's going on with the Evo. Are you getting the right amount of boost? Are you dropping boost? Are you running too lean? You know, are you not running too lean? Are you getting enough ethanol? You know, any other gauge, you know, temperature gauge, stuff, oil temperature gauge, stuff like that. You always got to monitor the Evo, you know, and it's good to be it directly in front of your eyes, so when I'm driving I could literally see this really well, and it does not block my speedometer. Over here, you know, it's a little bit out the way, but I can still see it. Obviously it's ethanol, I really don't have to worry about it too much, but definitely my boost gauge and my AFR ratio gauge, I definitely have to worry about. But yeah guys, I think really for your best investment, invest into a nice gauge setup. I mean, this is a little bit costly. I think it's about $400, but it was definitely worth every penny of it. And it's OEM fitment, it's perfect, you know. So I mean, I really like it. And while we're talking about that, guys, I also want to mention, you know, up to the front area, make sure you have a good steering wheel. I think I paid a little bit too much from Carbontastic for the steering wheel, but I knew it before I went into it. So I really like it. I like the square bottom of the steering wheel. It's just another extra, you know, consideration if you're talking about the whole front dash. And obviously a nice head unit I got from SiGav, and it's amazing compared to the old head unit. It looks a lot better as well. But yeah guys, definitely I think that you should, when you invest into your car, definitely invest into a nice gauge holder. Unless you're not running any gauge, then I don't think you should, but 90% of the Evo owners have some kind of gauge. If you're doing single, he makes single as well, but the dual setup, this is like the cleanest look I could find for the Evo. And let me know what kind of gauge setup you guys have and what you think of mine. But yeah, definitely top 5 has to be gauge holder. Right, peeps, so moving on to our 5th and final things for the Evo. I think yeah, so before I even talk about the next update, as you can tell, I'm already kneeling down. This is not for my guys that like, you know, to go fast. It's not for my stancy boy. I mean, stance guy could also do it. It's all for my show guys. I'm talking about a good suspension system. I know before I went with DC coilovers, and it was really good. I liked it, and you know, I had no issue with it. The only issue is I wanted it to be a little lower, but my driveway caused me not to go as low as I want, because you know, I can't just adjust the Evo on the fly just to go over my driveway and get off it. So the best thing to do is to go air ride. And you know, at the beginning I never thought I was gonna go air ride. I contemplated a lot. It costs a lot of money, and ultimately I think for me, even for a show car, going air ride was the best thing I can do. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about to you guys right now. If you know you're going to go for a show look, skip right to air rides. Don't get like coilovers, don't get springs, don't get piston cups. You know, just go straight for the air ride. Piston cup is also, it's really good, but it's only going to go up. It doesn't even go all the way down, and that's mostly used for guys who want to stay low but wants to clear part of their driveway or certain speed bump. But I mean, you're still going to have a tank, you're going to still have air compression, you're still going to run lines. So you know, and you're spending, you know, for let's say Fortune Auto's 500 piston cups, you're still spending about $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So and air ride's just another grand, so why not go all full air ride? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You still could adjust the front and the rear the way you want it. And I just think overall, for the price and for what you want to get out of it, what you want to do, how you want to protect your car, a lot of guys don't even care if they mess up the lips because they buy a cheaper lip But for guys like me, I mean, this Varis lip, even if I could afford to keep buying it over and over, it's just a wait time for a lip like this is going to, you know, take me forever long. You know, right now with the pandemic, it's going to take me like 8 months, 9 months just for a Varis part. It could be longer than that. So, you know, I really don't like buying things twice. I happen to do it a lot, but you know, I really don't want to. And you know, having air ride really fits the way my car is, the way I want it, the show look of the car, and also protect my asset. I don't have to keep replacing parts. You know, I don't have to replace my bumper, don't have to replace my lip, my side skirt, or any part of my car that, you know, if I ride low all the time. And you know, I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania, so potholes are everywhere over there. You don't really drive straight. So I mean, I'm used to it, but there's times where I forget, and one time you forget, there goes your bumper, and that's just a, you know, a $2,000 mistake and an 8-month wait. So I don't want that. And to me, I think going air ride, having a good suspension system such as air ride is amazing. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it is not the most comfortable ride when you air up all the way, but on your ride height where I'm at right now, set up right now, it's not bad. And when you park, you know, airing out, it's pretty damn cool. So yeah, that's what I want to get at, guys. I mean, if you can afford it, if you're going for that show look, go with air ride. Best bang for your buck. You would not like it, because it's amazing. So, you know, I mean, only issue is, yeah, you don't have no trunk space no more, but now they also have a version where you could actually mount it on top. You don't have to mount it just like me. You could do the top mount, which is right here. The air compressor will stick up here, so you still have your full trunk space. But for a show car like me, that's how I set it up. I like it. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, I really think you should think about it before you modify your vehicle. Modify it to the way you want it. For me, the exhaust, I should have got it at the beginning. Air ride, I should have got it at the beginning. And other part of my car, I should have got it at the beginning. I'm glad I got the wheels right at the beginning, so I didn't have to trade in you know, Cosmos wheel or anything like that for, you know, the TEs. So, but yeah, guys, also one more thing before we end this video. For the FE guys, you guys deserve better. All right, you guys deserve better than the Lancer seat. So do me a favor, if you don't get any of these mods right now, buy some Recaros. I'm telling you, it feels so damn good, feels so comfortable, and I just love every bit of it. You know, this one might be a little overpriced. You know, it's a total of $4,000, $3,000 for both seats, and then you gotta count for the rails and sliding, you know. But I think it's totally worth it. Or if you can't afford something crazy like that, just get some used cloth Recaros or some, you know, leather ones. I think you get around $900 to $1,500, depends on the condition. If the condition is bad, it could be a little less than that. But get away from the Lancer seat, get some Recaros. It feels a lot more comfortable, and you can't drive an Evo without Recaros. So you can't really drive an Evo. You can't say you drive an Evo and not have a set of Recaros. So they did us dirty, guys. They did us dirty in the final edition 2015. But hey, get some, you know, 14 and under Recaros, or go balls out and get some Sportster GT like I did, or don't, you know, whatever you guys want. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much it for the vlog. That's my top 5 picks, top 5 modification for the Evo. You know, I added a couple more in there because, you know, according to preference, everybody's different. Everybody top 5 different. Somebody other than me could go for all engine mods, you know, maybe an exhaust in there. Somebody else could just go straight up cosmetic like I did, or, you know, just half and half. So whatever you guys think. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is go for the best product that you can think of, that you can afford. I'm not saying go take a loan out and put all this mod in your Evo. If you have to save up for a certain period of time, just do it. But just get the exact one you want, and at the end of the day, you'll be happy and you don't want to trade it in. Don't be like me, trade in, trade out, and I just lost a lot of money that I could just put towards a whole engine rebuilt. But anyway, that's it for this vlog, peeps, and I'll see you next time. Peace.